And we're live, I believe.
Hi, welcome to this week's episode of Cock and Ball Torture Weekly.
Go on. I'm waiting to hear about this latest installment of Cock and Ball Torture Weekly.
Cock and Ball Torture is a... I can't remember the fucking spiel. I wish I could. Even though it's a dead meme.
Yeah, it is a bit. There was a very sudden laugh and a sudden cut off again. I don't know if it's Discord or...
It doesn't pick up my wheezing. That's my
Yeah.
issue. It doesn't pick up the wheezing
Wheeze.
that I wheeze. I wish I could. Actually, I'm just gonna send it to you. This picture of
Not a messenger or a Discord.
No, just on Messenger because I'm on my phone. It's a picture of Matthew just being Matthew. That's what he looks like. She's obviously caught him on the way. It's like, yeah, Matthew, I need to send a reference to Eliza. Wait, and he's like got a teacup ready to go make a cup of tea.
There's my phone. My phone. Why do I have so good?
I need to put the fucking gerbil in there somewhere.
In where?
They want the drop. Lewis!
I didn't say anything, you presumed.
They've got a gerbil, which they want in the drawing somewhere.
I don't know why, but from what you showed me, the sketches you'd done, I'd assumed he was ginger.
Is it just because he looks weak sauce?
Yeah.
What an awful assumption to make. Wow, you really need to check your privilege list. Yeah, I'm a bit happy with that. We've still sort out his fucking legs, but it's looking nicer, neater, if you will.
What have you shaved?
What if he shaves?
What have you?
say?
No, I said what have you shaved?
Shaved?
Yeah.
What? I'm so confused.
You said that looks neater. I said what have you shaved?
Wow, haha, you're so humorous. You fill me with laughter. I'm laughing so hard right now.
Look, you just line them up and I knock them down. It's anticlimactic, but I can't help but knock them down.
I mean, did you assume he was ginger because his girlfriend proposed to him? Thing is, knowing Lucy and Matthew, like, not in a sense of Matthew's like not a manly man or anything, but knowing them, it just makes sense that Lucy would have proposed to him because it's Lucy. She's just really sort of like, this is what I want. Let's fucking do it. She's so cool. I love Lucy. Haha, I love Lucy. That's a haha. Rebecca busts through the door like a fucking Kool-Aid man.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Alright, I'm gonna send you this, and this is on Discord because I'm on my PC. I believe it's looking better. I'm more pleased with this. Still ignore the titties because it's gonna be obviously clothes don't skin tight hug titties as much as we wish they would. So
yeah, it's not Marvel Comics.
You get what I'm trying to say. Were you speaking then?
When?
Well, I knocked my chat mixer down, so if you said anything, I wouldn't have heard it.
I said it isn't Marvel Comics, and that's all I said.
Ah, yeah, I didn't hear that. Anyway.
Oh, you didn't hear that? I thought you responded to it.
No, I didn't hear it. I was just on. There you go. Yeah, what is that artist called? Can I remember my illustration teacher having a fit about him? The guy that draws Captain America with massive titties.
Oh, they're like, we covered that. They're like the awful anatomy, huge chests, and it just nothing looks right. I don't remember his name, but that should be grey. Got a gun in one hand, and then red blood spatter, as I've been assured by Ethan is the proper terminology, not blood splatter.
Oh God, no, no, no!
What?
Don't do this.
What?
Because Rebecca not told you. So fucking Vicky. One of our friends, she was on Facebook, and some news article had put up like, you know, according to the what did you say was the right one?
Spatter.
Yeah, according to the blood splatter analysis, and then Vicky's in the comments going, yeah, and then she's in the comments going, actually, we use the word spatter, and she's got like masters in her. She put masters in her Facebook name like the day she got her results. She'd not even graduated, so she's not actually a master. She just had her results. You know what I mean? And it's like, and Rebecca was just losing her mind because she was going like, I don't know why it annoys me as much as it does, but it does. And when you were saying, blood spatter, as I'm told, is correct, I immediately thought, wait, what? Has Rebecca been telling you about what Vicky's been saying? And then are all criminal psychs just like this, or criminal forensic, whatever they're called?
Forensics. I don't know. Oh my god, Google. I searched it on Google and it said, "Did you mean splatter?"
I think it's a UK thing. I think that's what Vicky was saying here in the UK. Over here in the UK, we use the word spatter, and it's like, it's not. You're not involved. I don't know, man.
I don't know how to look for references for blood spatter. I'm currently on Twitter looking.
When you get the chance, I've stuck my new anatomy for you to rip to shreds in the chat.
And Discord, right? Yeah, looks better.
I'm glad that amused you.
It took me a moment. Yeah, definitely looks better. Is the right leg a bit high up?
On him?
On her?
On her?
Because that's like...
Right one is in the one away from the camera? Or the
her
one
right, going by the currently mirrored version. Her...
The one that's closest or furthest away from the camera?
The leg that's up.
Okay, the furthest leg, okay. Right, yeah, what you say?
It reaches like way past the bottom of where her ribs would be. Is that
yeah, I see that.
Too high?
Yes. Yes.
Maybe she just needs a bigger torso, like slightly taller and wider chest, but the bottom half leaving relatively the same. I don't know.
Yes, I shall do that. Better with. Maybe I can make her thighs less thick, and then we'll be right. I think I've kind of gone for thick thighs to indicate that she's on the slightly heavier side, but they're not correlated that with the rest of the
Yeah.
body anyway, so it doesn't really fucking matter. Right. Let's Autobots roll out. Yeah. Fucking.
I managed to set the stream to just what's the word? Windowed shot scene instead of full desktop, which is probably a good thing because looking at blood spatter, it's sort of turned out a few not
Somewhat against YouTube's terms of service. Just a little bit.
Yeah. I think Twitches are stricter.
Yeah, well, like I was saying earlier, they've banned a couple of I mean, rightly so, but they've banned a couple of games.
I've just seen I searched blood spatter shot, and there's 2 posts of some art that's like identical. Someone's clearly copied it, but it's a thing where it's like a scene of like supposedly a suicide, but the blood spatter is on the wrong side of the room for where they're holding the gun. So everyone's like, is this murder or is this suicide? And I think it was just like an incompetent artist.
Wow. Go on, analyze.
Or she was just or she just wasn't facing the desk. Or they weren't facing, the character wasn't facing the desk when they shot. Which would kind of make more sense given the way they're positioned right now. Anyway.
Now I feel like I've put a centre of balance off. I should have just become a furry artist.
Yeah, you still need to know some anatomy for that.
I mean, I could do chibis. I can get away with that. Surely.
Chibis.
Hey!
It took you a minute. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I didn't
Wow,
mean it.
Lewis.
I didn't mean it.
Well, I've never been so offended by something I absolutely agree with.
I love that line.
I need to sort my life out. Because, like, I can do it,
Yeah,
but because
you can.
I've not been drawing for so fucking long. Because, I don't know, you know, like, there's a mixture between I've not been living in my own quarters as much as I would have liked, so it's not as easy to draw when you're, like, not in your space, if that makes sense. And also, no inspiration, nothing. So I'm gonna have to get back to a standard.
Yeah.
Just fine, because I'll get there eventually. Because I already feel myself getting a little bit back to normal. But legs. Kill all legs 2020. Leg.
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 Leg. Leg. Leg.
There. Exactly.
Yeah, I spent so long imitating that I can't not do it right.
I was originally going for more the Shape of Water character, but that also.
Oh well, I
fits. There was a lot of crossover when Becca and I talk about those things.
Do you know what I fucking did? I went to go sign egg, but obviously can't fucking hear that. So... I really do be kind of a moron.
Spesh.
Hey, we can't use that word, you spastic.
Whoa. I don't know if Mr. YouTube will be happy with that.
Cancelled. Oh my god, it's okay. The YouTube system can't understand our accents anyway.
It's alright, but I don't get anyone watching this shit anyway.
Probably the safest place to plan a conspiracy is on YouTube's copyright claim system. No person ever watches it anyway. Spicy hot take. I was I was watching YouTube earlier, and one of my favorite YouTubers is actually one of my favorite YouTubers is that guy that you sent that did the Jingle Bells Batman Smells, is Tom Scott. I love him. I watch a lot of his stuff anyway. And I was watching one video where they were crossing the border between Russia and Albania, I believe.
Yeah.
And
with the technical difficulties. Have we talked? Have I?
No.
No, I must have been talking to someone else. His mate. He has some mates that he does videos with sometimes, which are brilliant. I don't know if you've seen those as well.
Right.
They're like citation needed with the technical difficulties. No.
No.
Oh, they're the best thing about his channel.
Oh, is that fucking game show that they do?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Rebecca was telling me about that.
That is fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I've not watched
It's like
that.
QI, but fucking better. Way better. Like
QI,
infinitely
but
better.
intelligent.
QI, but it's on it's with a Wikipedia article, and his friends are particularly funny. I don't know. It's just good. Anyone who's watching this stream, actually there isn't anyone, but should anyone watch this back, don't watch this. Watch Tom Scott.
When Lewis and I get unbelievably famous and everybody watches our old live streams, yeah, but they're crossing the border and they get pulled over because what they'd done is they'd parked by the side of the road, and I believe they got pulled over. They tried to move off, and this big fucking Jeep pulls up in front of them, and they go to pass it, and then the military gets out and goes, "Fucking stop," and they roll down their window, and the military guy's like says something in Russian, and they go, "What?" And he goes, "Are you tourists?" And he goes, "Yeah." And they're shitting themselves because they think this is the Russian military.
No,
and
isn't
they're like,
this? Sorry, carry on. Go on.
You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, this is the Russian military. We're gonna have to sort out a bribe. And Tom in the back, Tom, who is sat there like a little tiny man, sat in the back of the car, goes, "I think that was definitely the Albanian military, not the Russian military. They've got an Albanian flag on, and they've got an Albanian registration plate." And you can see the visible relief on their faces. They all go, "Oh, thank fuck," because obviously the Russian military is so corrupt that you just don't want to get pulled over by them. Anyway, what were you gonna say?
I've seen something. I thought it was this, but I'm not sure now. But it was essentially like they knew that they were gonna have to talk to the military because of where they were passing through, and it was more of a routine stop. But
it was because they were passing through the essentially like a demilitarized zone between the borders. There's wooden posts that you can't stop between. And they had every right to stop there and pass the post and everything. You might have seen like the precursor to that or something, but they actually did end up getting stopped by the military.
I've seen one of those things because there's like the official video and there's like a behind the scenes thing of where they got stopped or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I just thought it was really funny, but also really interesting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was wondering why this leg wasn't working, and it's because I'm a fool.
A fool, as Becca would say. A fool like fuel. When she says poor.
What?
When Becca says poor, and she says it poor. P-O-O-R.
I'm trying to think of her voice in my head.
I usually think it's something like poor Lou. Just in my head because of the way she says it, I just think more poo than you. Because poor.
He's so weird. He's so weird.
It's just her accent's interesting. And
it depends on how I'm feeling. It depends on who I'm with, because I will say Liverpool to piss people off. I just say Liverpool. Like, it depends. Depends on whether I'm in Mandem mode or
Mandem mode.
You're gonna Liverpool Mandem. I know. Yeah, but how about we have 10p for a bus, please, mate? How about we have 10p for the bus? We were being harassed in the bus station when me and Frank when we were together. And some guy came up to us and was like, "We've got 10p for the bus, mate. You know, 10p for the bus." And Frank, being the little twiglet man that he is, I say, "Nah, I ain't got nothing, mate." And he immediately turns to Frank and starts bothering him. And Frank is like, "No, I ain't got any money." But then I see him, and then the guy goes, "Oh, come on, please, mate. I just need a bus. And I see Frank start to go for his wallet because he's a really nice person. And I'm like, absolutely not. We're not playing this game. And I go, "Look, mate, he said he's not interested. He said he's not got any money to bugger off." And I get the worst sort of like, as if I was being fucking rude or something. Like, he gives me this awful dirty look. Like, I'm like, whoa, let's not get hasty here, mate. You're the one that came up and bothered us. So annoying. How about we 10p for bus, mate, please? How about we 10p for bus? That, and one time I was outside of Wetherspoons, and some guy comes up to us and says, "Oh, you got any money, mate? I need some food. I'm part of the homeless trust," and pulls out a lanyard. He goes, "I'm part of the homeless trust. You know, I'm it's something along as like a registered homeless person, and I need £2 for the I need some. You got any hot food or anything?" And I said, "Yeah." I gave him a McDonald's ticket and like £2. And he tried off, and I'm like, "Since when? What? Like, since when did they start registering homeless people and giving them lanyards? What? I was so confused, but also like,
it kind of makes sense, but also like, did it have his picture ID on it? Because otherwise,
don't really know.
Because otherwise, they could just nick it from someone else.
Well, I've never heard of that before. Like a registered homeless person.
I've
And
not heard of that.
He flashed it as if it was like, "Here, I'm a registered homeless person. Give me money." But also like, you can't come bother me on like private property, essentially. Like, well, because right, the Wetherspoons I was at, it's in like it's like a plaza almost. So there's like a cinema next to it. It's like a Wetherspoons in like a shopping centre almost. So this person had to go up a flight of stairs, turn right onto the balcony canopy sort of thing, and specifically come up to us. And I just kind of take issue with like, yeah, you can sit. I have no issue with you sitting on a public street and asking for money. That is absolutely fine. But don't come up to me whilst I'm having a fucking drink with my mate. I don't know. It really bothered me. But I did end up giving him money, so I'm morally, I'm fine. Satan's not coming for me today.
I've got sort of the colours the colours and shapes blocked in for this character. I think we're going to start filling in some of the background so I can have a better idea of the lighting and that.
Fun.
Because otherwise it's difficult to give it to render any sort of shape. Where do I want the horizon line? Because I'll probably have to adjust the chin if I don't know, I'll put it here for now. I'm just gonna look up some reference screenshots. Because they've released quite a few now. I say quite a few. Well, yeah, they've released a lot of reference images for the game. Probably because of how long they've been delayed. They just have to keep marketing it and keep giving out screenshots.
Yeah. I am interested in the game. I probably will pick it up, maybe a little bit after release, once it's got some good reviews.
Yeah. I'm one of my concerns. It's probably a minor concern, but it's the character creator, because in the people got to play it like a preview build, admittedly, but in that preview build, the only options were preset. There weren't like sliders and stuff you could manipulate
Oh, right, really?
things with. I mean, there were sort of sliders, but it wasn't as customizable as you'd have thought. And
I thought that the customizing of the character was like half the selling point.
yeah, I'm hoping, and I think it's feasible that it's just going to be because it was the preview build, and that's one of the things they'll be working on. You know, since they've had to like extend the deadline or whatever. So but there is a slight concern in the back of my head about it.
Oh, my mic ended up getting out of my face. Yeah, it's one of those games where I am keeping an eye on it, like very distantly, because if it turns out to be fantastic, I want to know nothing about it. I don't want to be on the hype train. I don't want to have expectations.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of the issue is like some games that are really good in their own right, but were tarnished by like hype. So like The Outer Worlds is apparently really good, and a lot of people really enjoyed it. But if you went in expecting Fallout New Vegas,
yeah.
have you told me this? Am I relaying a conversation that you had with me, and I've just forgotten it with you? I had this conversation with.
Possibly.
Sorry.
It's fine.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so bad at remembering them, it doesn't matter.
Oh no, bitch, same. This is why I do these things. Like, I remember the conversation I had, the words that were spoken, but I oftentimes cannot remember who said it to me. I've said things to Rebecca before, like, "Oh, my friend said this to me before." And she was like, "That's my story. I told you that." I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I genuinely forgot."
I just thought maybe I don't want to make it outside. Maybe I want to draw this in a building.
In a building?
A building. Yeah, maybe because originally I was thinking of doing this out in the street at night, but looking at these different references, there's one place that it might be good to this scene might work better. Because I essentially wanted to have just killed somebody and is leaving the body behind, but because of the society, the setting, people don't really give that much of a shit. Like, there's maybe someone like going through the corpse's wallet.
Oh yeah, I like that. I think that's a cool. Yeah, like because it does. If I look at the reference you sent me, it does kind of look like a cool guys don't look at explosions sort of thing. And she's just murdered someone, she's wandering away, and someone's immediately robbing the body. That's actually really good. I like the subtle world building that is included there.
Thanks.
Thanks. It's a very clever idea. I like it.
Smart. Yeah. Where's this screenshot? Because it was originally going to be outdoors, but I don't know. I think that would be more difficult. This is kind of why I want to photo bash, but I don't think I'm allowed to in this competition.
Photo bash is in. Sorry, I don't really.
Photo bashing is where you sort of build a collage and paint over and paint to incorporate certain references into the drawing, like literally just cut out what you want, stick it in the thing, and then just sort of paint over it and blend it. There's different levels of photo bashing. I don't normally do it. I prefer not to.
Right.
But at least have a side by side of a reference so I can better.
Yeah, just because as I understood it, photo bashing was sticking a bunch of almost like a mood board but more put together like the pictures are actually put in the places that and then you use it as a reference. But I didn't realize it was also used as like an actual thing. Yeah.
It's yeah. I mean, it works with concept art because sometimes it's just you need to take these elements, stick them together, and then you can either paint over the top of it or then use it as a reference. But
yeah, because I was going to say it's definitely more of a concept art thing than it is a illustration thing. It was concept art you did, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Friend got me a Venus flytrap and it's not growing, and I'm worried I've killed it. I'm really upset if I have. It didn't even like, because it's like that sort of thing where it's like, oh, grow it from a seed, and the seeds aren't growing.
Oh, the seed. Ooh.
Yeah, because it's like you got a little can, and the can had the seeds in a little plastic bag, and you put the plastic bag in the dirt, and you water the dirt every day. And I have been, and there's no seeds growing, but the seeds were so tiny.
And sometimes I feel like sometimes you just get shitty batches.
I hope it grows, because if it doesn't, I'll be really upset. Because I really want a Venus flytrap. It's a Venus flytrap and a pitcher plant. Oh no, a sundew plant even.
Oh.
So the sundew's, the sundew's the one that curls up, isn't it?
I think I was watching a video about how they might have evolved.
What? Venus flytraps or sundews?
All of the different carnivorous plants.
Alright, okay.
And it's quite interesting because there was the idea. I mean, it was the pitcher plants. You'd have like they evolved to maybe, well, they probably evolved to like be able to take some nutrients in through their leaves from like dead things that land on them, or maybe, I don't know, bird shit or something that lands on them, and then over time they got sort of sticky, and then you know, things would stick to them and then they would digest them, and so and then I think eventually they would like turn it, that was sort of like the beginnings for most of them. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm dumb.
No, I understand what you're trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's sort of it's essentially how they all likely started, and then you'd have the pitcher plants where maybe the leaves would like evolve to like hold water or liquids a bit better, so anything that like, you know, fall into that, and then it started producing enzymes and shit.
Enzymes and shit.
Yeah. or you'd have like the sundew plants where they'd curl up, and eventually those leaves would evolve to, well, an ancestor to those sort of split off, and the leaves started to close faster, and then get those little spikes around them, those little appendages around the leaves, like in a Venus flytrap, and it just catches them, and then because they're so good at, you know, just snapping shut and catching whatever's inside, they don't need to have the sticky stuff anymore, so they lose that, and that's how you end up with a Venus flytrap. Is essentially the gist of the video, I think. But I'm dumb and cannot remember things.
No, that's interesting. I just like carnivorous plants. I like hearing about them. Like people telling me about them. I've just read the side of the tin and I'm absolutely furious. It says...
The side of what?
And I quote, the side of the tin that it's in. It's called Venus flytrap and sundew plant in a tin, and you crack it open and just fucking grow it in a tin, I guess. It says... Growing and care instructions. Growing your own Venus flytrap and sundew plant could not be easier. Just pop the lid on the can and moisten the soil and gently spread the seeds. To maximise germination, chill the seeds in the fridge for 2 to 3 weeks before planting. I did. And once you have sown the seeds, leave the tin in direct sunlight, and in a couple of months you will have the beginnings of your very own insect assassin. So wait, does it take a couple of months for it to start growing, or is it a couple of months until the growth is... I don't know what it's
probably a couple of months until you start to see, like, until the shoots... It's just, I think it's probably just a slow growing plant because if it's used to limited nutrients in the soil, then maybe they grow slow. I don't know.
Yeah. I can only assume that that's what it's on about.
Mm.
Because you're not allowed to
Disturb them.
you can't put it in compost because compost has got too many nutrients in it.
Yeah.
And you can't give it tap water, you have to give it boiled tap water.
Oh.
Which I can only assume boil it and let it cool down, but Jake said no, you gotta like filter it or something.
I would imagine, yeah, boil it.
Am I
and
being
let it,
dumb? Is that
boil it and
obvious?
let it cool down. Don't put fucking.
Oh yeah, I'm not fucking putting boiling
What is
hot water
on-
on a plant. No, I'm saying
You said I could only presume you boil it and then you let it cool down, and you said Jake said no.
no. Jake said you don't just boil it and cool it down. You've got to like catch the steam. Like so, it's like distilled.
Evaporate it and then.
Yeah,
Condense
but I feel
it.
like that's it. Literally says on the side of the tin. It says, for optimal growing conditions, remove the plant from the can once it germinates and transfer it to a plant pot with good quality compost, ideally in a greenhouse or on a windowsill in direct sunlight. It's important to water the plant regularly so the soil doesn't dry out. Use rainwater or boiled and cooled tap water. The hotter or more humid the environment, the more successful your plant will be. So that's right. So boiled and cooled. So I'm not wrong. But also it said compost, but then some people are like, don't put it in compost, but this is like, yeah, put it in compost. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, man. I'm gonna fucking kill this plant. I just hate spiders.
Nah, I thought you didn't mind spiders.
Well,
You
I
don't
don't
want
mind
to you don't want to deal with them. You want the plant
yeah,
to
I
deal
will.
with them.
Like, okay, here's my stance with spiders. I would rather them not be in my general vicinity. However, if a spider's just chilling in the corner of the room, I'm not going to be the one to tell it has to move. I'm not going to bother it. You know, we ain't going to scrap. Not today. Scrap outside Lidl and all that. But if I have a Venus flytrap, that eliminates the need for me to ever be involved. So the spiders will be bye-bye, and I don't have to feel guilty because it wasn't me that did it. So it works out perfectly. Although I did like
considering it, I suppose.
I did vac up like 6 spiders earlier because I vaxed the house. Yeah, loads. Because I vac the house and there's loads of massive cobwebs because I don't think cats vac a day in a life. But I vacked up, and in the process of vacuuming all the fucking cobwebs, I inevitably sucked up a few spiders, and I felt kind of bad about it. But
I mean, they might not have died though.
That's even worse.
They might be staggering out of the vacuum cleaner now.
Just vibing around inside of Henry Hoover. Henry Hoover's there screaming as he feels them crawling around inside of him.
No. Oh, in the devil's choice between spiders that will get rid of the other bugs and the other bugs, I choose the spiders.
What's this?
Someone's commented.
Oh.
Hello, by the way.
Hello.
In the devil's choice between spiders that will get rid of the other bugs and the other bugs, I choose the spiders. Okay, so you'd rather not have flies and crap around. You want to have the spiders in the corners.
That is a fantastic point. I will stand with that actually, because I'm
actually, I feel like you would be more likely to catch flies in a Venus flytrap.
Yeah,
than
I think the Venus flytrap is a yeah, it's probably fucking true. Yeah, a Venus flytrap is a good investment all around, I think.
It's a novelty. It probably won't be that effective in the end. Not to shit on your parade. I mean, it might be. I don't know. Do they emit? I'm assuming. Actually, I'm assuming that. I'm assuming they like emit something that attracts flies. Otherwise, when would a fly land?
Yeah, it's like a sticky, sugary.
Yeah, secretion.
Ew.
Secretion.
Secretion.
The Venus flytraps, sugary secretion.
I'm uncomfortable with the energy we've created in the studio today. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I have a love-hate relationship with spiders. You know, you vibe on your territory, I'll vibe in my territory. There was a spider that lived next to the toilet for a while that I've just backed up, and I feel kind of bad about it, but I'd always
It was
like
watching you
nod my
shit, so don't feel that bad.
I'd like nod my head at it and be like,
What's up?
yeah, we cool, we cool. You don't crawl up my butthole. I'm not gonna vac you out of your home. We cool, we cool. Oh goodness, I can't cope. But I just cannot deal with moths. That's another fantastic reason. Moth? You didn't know of my crippling fear of moths?
I feel like you might have mentioned it before, but it's an odd one.
I'm gonna give you the moth talk. Why I hate moths so fucking much. Right, here we go. So spiders are fine. Spiders have exactly two ranges of motion. They move along the flat plane of existence. They can only go left, right, all that, northeast, southwest. Be Gucci, you know, it's predictable. You look at a spider on the wall opposite you and you can go, okay, I can run away from that. There's no chance it's gonna get to me in a split second,
What about
right?
a jumping
Whereas
spider?
a moth, yeah, but we're in England. They were at least safe from those. A
No,
moth
we have them in England.
don't say that.
They're really small and they look kind of cute if you look closely enough.
Oh, that's fine. Like, if they're like this big, I don't really give a shit. Like spiders, right? Listen.
Okay.
This is important. Really important, right?
Important.
You can look at a moth and it can just randomly go and just go for you, right? Just go for you, and it's terrifying because they're dusty. So like
they're only dusty if you like fuck with the wings. It's the scales off them.
Fly in your fucking face! What are you dust? Like, I went to the fucking kitchen. I was living at our parents' house for some iced tea because it was really warm, and I turned on the light and fucking thing flew at my face, and it was big and black, and I screamed and I went, "Mum, there's a bat in the kitchen!" And she comes in the kitchen. Lo and behold, it's a fucking giant black moth, and I lose my shit. And she catches it. It's fucking huge. And my dad is also terrified of moths. He cannot cope with this. And it's like, it's the sneak attacks. It's the fucking audacity. I cannot open my window in the summer months because a moth will just come in. And I cannot, because you can be sat there with the lights off and you're all just vibing. You're watching some videos before you go to sleep. And the moth will just decide, her light. And it'll come and it'll fly straight at your face. They're just fucking rude. They're rude. They're jump scares. They just come at you and they cast shadows in the room because they fly around the light. They're dusty. Like, one thing I hate about this house is that there is an unbelievable amount of like moth stains on the wall because cat just smacks them, and because they're dusty, they just leave shit all over the wall. I'm like, cat, you can't do that to me. Please clean up the carcasses. I fucking hate him so much.
With someone, e.g. Brandon, they've replied again. They've said, and because it's a moth, it will randomly fly onto your face every time, and oh my god, the texture is horrifying. And then they've said, get screens on your window, Europeans. I mean, he has a point. He has a point.
Does have a point.
Because we have midges.
10 out of 12 of the months are fucking cold. You don't open your windows that often, do you? We
have like gnats and midges over here. It's not like massive mosquitoes, but they are annoying in the when was it spring to come out? Spring and early summer.
Oh, I never feel safe.
They are a pain.
Oh. Thank you for empathizing with me.
Yeah,
I can't help but feel validated because the only person that understands me is my father, because he is also shit scared of moths. They're so fucking mean. They are a living jump scare. I get so upset. I can't. I hate them so much.
When I was visiting family in Colombia. And we were we were coming out of my aunt's flat or apartment, and we leave the door, and just on the side of the door is this giant moth that's like, what, as wide as my hand. Like, it was like maybe, I don't know, I'm gonna estimate. Oh, I've got a ruler here. I'm gonna say it was about 15 centimeters across at most, between 10 and 15 centimeters across. It was huge. Actually, it's probably 10 centimeters, which for the American in the audience is about 4 inches. And she just refused to come out until we got rid of it. Even though she was the one who lived in Colombia. She was from there and she hated the moth.
The ones, because like Rebecca really likes what are they called? The fucking pink ones.
Yeah, they're
The
cute.
stupid pink
I
ones.
love
What are they
moths. They
called?
look cute. I don't know what they're called, but they're cute.
They're called like candy baby stupid fucking moths or whatever, and they're not cute. They're fluffy. You can see their stupid fucking antenna. And you know what's even worse is if that came at you whilst you were on your phone at night, you would piss yourself. You would piss yourself, shit yourself. You would just die. My soul, I wouldn't even scream. My soul would exit my body. I would just astral project somewhere else. I wouldn't be able to cope. And I just, I really don't want moths. If you scream, they go in your mouth because your mouth's warm.
I mean, what do you keep? Like, do you have like a light in your mouth as well?
Yeah, it's my soul. You know.
I thought that was black, but okay.
What the mean?
I'm joking.
Oh, I'm in a vulnerable state right now. I thought
thinking about moths.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm just not having a good time anymore. Like, did I tell you that when I was stopping with Rebecca, I caught a moth in the middle of the night because I'm not like, right. It's not like a paralyzing fear. I can't move. I'm gonna cry. It's more like a burning hatred and like discomfort with their presence. And so I caught one in the middle of the night because it was flapping around and trying to get in my mouth and kept bothering my phone screen. So I caught it in a cup and put it on the thing. And Rebecca comes into my room in the morning and she goes, "What's this upside down cup for?" I said, "Oh, there's a moth in it." And she goes, "Oh, is it still alive?" And just takes the cup off and it fucking flies off. I'm like, what the fuck?
Brandon's message. He said they're cute when they're on the other side of the internet.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Not when they're on the outside of a cup.
Yeah, when they're what I try to figure out what the moth is called. It's called
Jeff.
Called a rosy maple moth. That's what she calls. And like I suppose in a way I do relate to the rosy maple moth because I too have pink hair and am wearing a yellow jumper. Like I feel that on a spiritual level.
You relate to it aesthetically, but not.
I feel like in a different life we could have been friends. However, the rest of the moth community is just really, really done it for me. Like, just ruined the experience. Although, from it, like, okay, yeah, I will concede this one to Brandon here. Aesthetically, moths are fantastic. Like, I love the sort of Da Vinci-esque anatomical drawings of moths. I'd love a tattoo of a moth, which is ridiculous because I hate them. But, like, do you know what I mean? Do you understand my struggle? Oh, I feel so validated. I've never felt like this before.
You never will again because no one else is shit scared of moths.
It's not an unreasonable fear. It's not like a spider, because what's a spider gonna fucking do? It's in the top left-hand corner of your room. What's it gonna do? Jump at you? It's not gonna do anything. It's gonna...
I mean, spiders are kind of... They look hideous if you, like, zoom in on them. And what puts me off is more the way I deal with them. I will just sort of kill them, squash them or something, and then get rid of them. And then that is disgusting because then you have like a gooey mess in you with like spindly legs and shit. But that's what I don't like about spiders. But other than that, I'm fine with them. But I was going to say something and I've forgotten already. But like, I mean, spiders are you get venomous ones, you get dangerous spiders, you don't get dangerous moths.
I don't know what you want from me.
But you know, if each to their own. If you're scared of moths, you can be wrong by yourself. It's fine. I'm just winding you up.
The worst part is it works. I cannot. There's one weakness in my life, and it is moths. Like, I will body slam a police officer, but I will not go near a moth. Oh
nope, crushed spiders are less gross than crushed moths. Really?
It's true.
It depends on the size of whatever you're crushing, I suppose, because you'll have more mess.
If you crush a tarantula, of course it's going to be more disgusting than if you crush a tiny little moth. But listen, here's the thing. If you crush a spider, it doesn't, like, leave shit behind. It just curls up and you can, like, grab it with tissue.
But they're, like,
it's fine.
Parkour, they'll have grey goo coming out of their torso, and then you've got, like, the spindly legs left over. Whereas the other thing is just like a flat thing with a bit of dust, and that's it.
No, because
at least when
you
I've
crush it
crushed
against the
moths,
wall, and you leave like a big dusty mark. There's like a whole scrub job. Is that you have to scrub that off the wall?
There's just just a bit of dust. It's not ooze. It's not guts.
What spider have you killed that's left guts?
All of them. I'm just really thorough when I squash them, I guess.
Oh my god! Right, so right, I'd just been to the toilet and I'd stood up and washed my hands and everything, and I'd noticed that there was a curled up dead spider where one would stand to wash their hands.
Right.
So I can only assume that one of us just inadvertently stuck the spider while we went to wash our hands, and I felt really bad for it because it was all curled up and fucking dead, and I was like, poor baby. I have sympathy for spiders. That which I do not share with moths.
I mean, they are useful, but if there's a big one down the side of my bed, then it's fucking dead.
I fucking cry. I cannot cope with this conversation anymore. I'm not in the right mental state to deal with it. Oh man. Oh, I've just.
Sorry about bringing up your trauma and trivializing it.
Yeah, like, believe victims and all that. Oh, I've been so upset in my life. Nobody understands my pain.
Except for Brandon, apparently.
Brandon's my new best friend. Like, bruh.
Wow, way to try and establish parasocial relationships.
Yeah, you try and say the big words. You try to sound cool. Try to sound cool for your new watcher.
I don't know, I didn't just call them my best friend.
Whoa! Whoa!
You did.
I actually think you're quite a mean person, you know this. I'm so tired.
Yeah? You did not have much sleep last night.
Well, we ended up talking until like 4 AM, didn't us three?
Who? What?
Us three, at the group chat, we spent ages
talking. Yeah, I forgot about that. I also, I was like watching videos and shit, and then I checked the phone, looking at the replies and that, and I was like, oh shit, it's nearly 5. And I mean, I know I'm on night shift, but even 5's a bit too late for me.
Yeah. It was stupid because I did end up actually going to bed at like a reasonable time, which was really surprising to me, but...
Oh. How do you define reasonable, though?
Well, here's the thing. No matter what I do, no matter when I go to sleep, no matter when I set my alarm for, my body just wakes up at 11:30, and I don't know how to change that.
Hmm.
So I went to bed at like 4:30 or whatever, and I still woke up at 11:30, even though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really bizarre.
I mean, I used to. Actually, no. I suppose I don't tend to wake up. I generally wake up about 1, 2 in the afternoon. So it's not much of an issue. And before I have had times when I would be, up regularly at. Oh shit! I clicked Steam. Fuck off. At certain times, but yeah, I don't know where I was going with that.
It's good.
Oh, I've only just seen the new sketch you sent.
Ah,
I forgot
what do you think
about
of it?
that.
Very good.
I'm trying to compare it to the last one.
Because I want to start.
Yeah, I think you've improved the legs.
Yeah, see that's. Good
I think the knee that's on the floor. The.
When did I send you? I can't remember if I've done anything since. Oh yeah, I have done. No, I haven't.
I think the shin portion of the leg might be a bit too short. But that should be pretty simple to tweak.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Okay, I've started just putting these rough lighting things in the background to sort of give some illusion of depth at the minute. Pardon me. Are you watching my stream?
I've got you open in a tab.
Is it playing or is it paused?
Yes, it is playing.
Oh, okay.
As our friend Brandon.
No, we've still got 2 viewers. I'm just wondering. One of them's you, apparently. The one's Brandon.
Got my OBS up just in case. On the fucking off chance I actually get a viewer. Oh, bizarre.
A fear of moths? Yeah, you're right.
Oh. Am I Is my old? Ah, shit.
What?
Oh, I never changed the title in OBS, so it's called it the wrong thing.
In OBS? What do you mean in Twitch?
You can change titles in OBS. You can set the Twitch title in the
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the title Engagement Commission Draw Along.
Okay. Draw along.
Yeah.
I don't think
I don't know.
I mean, it makes sense. I just
Draw along with me.
yeah.
And also from a not a clickbaity point of view, but like a clickbaity point of view. Might intrigue.
It's not bait. It's a genuine attempt to get someone to click on it. I don't know what I'm saying. An adult, yes.
Oh yes. We are both adults. Oh man, you know what fucking grossed me out earlier, right? So we were talking about in the group chat I was talking about how I've found out that I was knitting at least back in 2016. I know it's earlier than that because I have pictures from stuff like that, but anyway. I spoke to Kat and Kat goes, "Oh well, I started knitting when I was like 8 years old, so what was that, back in 2003?" And I was like, "Bitch, back in 2003 I was 2." And she was like,
the only appropriate response.
Oh, wait, no, she said 2004. Actually, 2004 or 5. So I would have been either 3 or 4. Because Cat's like 23, I believe, or something like that.
Right.
Does that work out mathematically? Odds are no, but
I don't know. I can't be asked to check for you.
yeah. Anyway, the sentiment stands. I'm too young.
Youthful.
Don't say it like that.
I don't know.
Ew. Can I change my category because for some reason art is really popular, but it's popular
With people who already have a following?
kind of. I don't know if I'll actually get any viewership from having it in creative, if that makes sense. So yeah, I don't know, man.
How weird, man.
How weird, man.
How weird. That will confuse the Americans or the non-English viewers.
How do I out any? I'm not from Durham, so I cannot do it properly. Do not lynch me.
Where does that come from?
How do I out any?
No, I mean, well, yeah. What is that? I've not heard of that one, but I'm more. Oh, okay. I was just confused about something on here. I mean, I have, just not include that bit.
It's because I refused to believe her when she was trying to convince me that ket is what people in Durham call. Yeah, I didn't believe it, and I still don't know if I do. But yeah, so she was trying to convince me of that, and I was like, "You're so full of it." And she goes, "Well, you know how it exists, right?" And I go, "Yeah, I know that." And she goes, "Well, the opposite of how it is how do I like." Because if you imagine that how it is like that way, Hadaway is like the other way, essentially. So if you, so there's like a doormat with the phrase "Hadaway out, hinny" in it, which is this is the way out, hun, essentially. So it's like there's like Hadaway hen, which is like this is the way into the house, and Hadaway out, hinny, which is. I think that Margaret Thatcher had the right idea.
Jesus. Just trying to have a peaceful art stream. One that can be monetized and not controversial. Bag gum.
I really hope that my audio is set up correctly for my stream because I never actually checked.
I can check if you want, but I'm gonna have to mute everything.
No, I think I'm okay actually. I've got an image, audio output, display capture.
Are you still viewing my stream?
Am I still viewing your stream? Yes.
Okay. Have you got it muted? Well, I'm assuming actually, because otherwise it would have caused issues by now.
Yes, I've got you muted. I'm surprised my internet hasn't shut itself yet. Oh god, I'll jinx it.
Oh, I just thought if I'm drawing these like stands around, in the background, I'll just make one of them the place where she got the drink from.
What?
I'm having the character drink some like maybe bubble tea or something. Remember?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember.
So I'll just make one of them a bubble tea stand or whatever.
Yeah, okay, that sounds good. So I'm actually starting to feel this commission now because I wasn't beforehand. I was not, because I always get like I enjoy the process of drawing,
Yeah.
but not the process of like. I don't know how to explain it, but you feel that in your bones, don't you? Like.
I
Once
feel
you've
it in
actually
my
got the idea.
fingers too.
Once
Yeah,
you've got
like
the
you.
concept down and you're actually doing it, that's
Yeah.
great. We love that.
Yeah.
But wow, effort. Don't know her. Shit, fucking artist.
No.
Not even in a I can't draw sense, but more in a just sort of work ethics. Oh man alive. But yeah, no, I'm excited about this now.
Good.
Unless you're still watching my stream, I do believe I'm on 2 viewers.
Oh, I'm not watching you. I haven't opened it since the start.
So,
And we've just
hello,
had
dear
hey from Donny. Hi Donny.
Oh, hello.
And then
So
Brandon has just said the Thatcher joke was too unexpected after a couple of minutes of what eldritch language is being spoken here. I was drinking my tea, almost a spit take. Yeah, we were just basically taking the piss out of the north.
yeah, yeah. So
and particularly, was it northeast?
Yeah, so specifically the Durham area.
Yeah. Like,
And not Newcastle. I don't believe. I don't think it goes up that far, does it?
what, Howie?
No. Margaret Thatcher's dark clutches.
I don't know. I just the mines up
I am
north
not
is all I
qualified to
know. I
comment.
think it probably does.
I'm not qualified to comment, so I shan't. But yes, for my secondary viewer, if they're interested, I'm currently doing a commission for a friend who has just proposed to her now fiance and has decided to commission me for a lovely piece. I shall zoom out. You can get a decent view of what I'm up to. There you go. But yes, I'm so thankful that somebody appreciates my humour.
I wouldn't keep you around if you weren't funny.
Yeah, I'm the only reason these streams are interesting, mate.
I mean, I can't even deny that.
No, don't kill yourself. You're so sexy.
I'm gonna make another screenshot now. I've made some progress with the art.
Okay. A screenshot for what?
My stream.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah, so for reference, I myself am from West Yorkshire, so when my good friend, is from Durham, and she says strange things to me, I don't quite know what to make of that when she goes, when we're in the car and her mother's dying because she's eating a whole bag of sweets, she goes, "Yeah, can it pow?" I'm so full I can it pow. And I went, "Dawn, what does that mean?"
What did she
And
say?
she goes, "Yeah, can it pow?"
Yeah, can it pow?
So it's can it pow, which translates roughly to I can't breathe.
Is it you saying PAL or POW?
Pow like a dog, POW. So I cannot pow.
Okay. I cannot.
Is
I've not heard that one. I've been around Becca for 3 years before you.
I don't think she's ever said it, but her mother definitely did say it.
Oh, I know, but I mean, I've also met her parents a fair few times, and I've not heard that.
It's I don't know. I feel like you catch him in these rare moments of just pure chaos.
Yeah.
It can't be predicted. Because I went to go see her uncle Jake, and
I've updated the thumbnail.
Sorry?
Yeah, I've updated the thumbnail. That's all. Keep going.
Okay. I met her uncle Jake, and her uncle Jake is, I don't know if you've met him yourself.
I can't remember. Is he deaf? But also, maybe just tone down the names a bit.
Sorry. He's missing a couple fingers.
Oh yes, I remember that. I remember that story.
Yeah. He what's it called? He was speaking like really thick, and I was there, like just listening to him, trying to filter through what he was fucking saying. I was getting maybe every third word. When people from the northeast speak, they go power coal mines and can you believe it? Kind of like
more
almost
eldritch
abominations. More Minecraft enchantment table sort of really sort of just. If you are not from the area, you've got no chance.
Especially
Luckily,
the older generation.
Yeah, it's fading out. Unfortunately, it's fading out somewhat with the newer generation. Like, but it's a really interesting area, I will admit. And I will try not to dox everyone I know yet again. Because I forget that we're not just on a Discord call together.
Yeah. So Brandon, where are you from? That, if you don't mind divulging.
Postcode.
Given the fact that I'm surprised. I'm assuming you're American because of the get screens off your window Europeans, and then you actually know about Thatcher. So I don't know.
Can't get a read.
Yeah. Because I mean, a lot of the time, like Americans just have no knowledge of Britain.
I mean, it really depends because I do know a couple of Americans because there's like the Teaboo sort of of like if like people that are just really obsessed with England, but like obviously
the only thing that develops me the only thing that prevents me from developing into a bad patois is that California is like the standard American accent.
I think he's saying that the only reason that he's not got like a really strong accent is just because California's just a bog standard accent, I believe. Sorry if I've translated that wrong. Which I most likely have. That's really interesting though. So you're from California then?
I'll let you know if he responds.
I'm keeping.
You've got the. I forget you've got the stream open.
Oh
yeah, I've got more than one viewer. Of course, you've got my stream open.
You got more than one unique viewer. Wow.
If you listen to UK YouTubers, you can't avoid hearing at least tangentially about Thatcher. That's fair.
That's true. A lot of us do harbour a lot of anger.
Yeah.
A lot of hatred towards that woman.
It sounds like something that has. Oh no, it's definitely come up in some like Tom Scott videos.
Absolutely. It's This is a fun bit of UK trivia which you might have actually heard of. So when Thatcher ended up passing away, was it the BBC that played Ding Dong the Witch is Dead?
No, it reached number 1 or like it reached really high up in the UK charts.
I'm just going to mute for a second because my roommate wants my attention. Hang on, where's my button?
No, that's right. I'm just tired. Okay.
Kat has confirmed that it was indeed the BBC that played.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I remember
I know that people got. Was it like a BBC radio station that?
Yeah, it was one of the numerous BBC radio stations. But I remember I was sat in my dad's car, waiting outside my friend's house, and they were saying like, "And we can now confirm that Margaret Thatcher has indeed passed away, and to mark this momentous occasion," and then they just played Ding Dong the Witch is Dead, and I didn't really understand the gravity of that moment because I was on. Jesus, what year did she pass? Hey Google, when did Margaret Thatcher die?
I'm gonna guess 5 years ago at most.
2013, so I would have been 12 years old.
Fuck. What? 7 years ago? I'm old. That was 7 years. I just said I'm gonna guess 5 years ago, just as a sort of. I didn't think it would be any earlier than 5 years ago, but apparently not. I'm old.
Old man.
Old man at the ripe old age of 20 something. 23.
That's a quarter life crisis, man. Don't underestimate the power of a quarter life crisis. As I am already spiritually 60.
Fuck off. The fucking ego TikTok bullshit. 60.
You know what? No, I disagree with you. I think all the tea and knitting and whatnot. Just really, I'm giving up on the case. I can't be arsed.
Because there isn't one. Because you're not.
You're making me feel old. I'm only 26. He says. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you boomer. What? How do you even get YouTube Live to work? Please don't leave. Please don't leave.
You're making me feel old. I'm only 26, says Brandon.
That.
Yeah, well. Maybe
Yeah,
you are old. Have you considered that? 26, that's. I mean, what, around. Going back all the way to caveman times.
In the younger
people
days.
didn't live longer than what, 40ish.
Actually.
So I mean, so you should have already had your midlife crisis by now.
Actually, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna be like.
I mean, there was probably the occasional one that did live older than that, but the average lifespan was like 30 or something, or 40, wasn't it?
The reason that it's so low is because so many people died in infancy, which really skews the average.
What
yes.
in
Thank you.
What, like Neolithic times?
I don't know about Neolithic times.
I'm talking about like cavemen. I'm not.
Oh right, proper Unga Bunga times.
Yeah.
Chip. Brought me some tea. She's very kind. Yeah, obviously before recorded history.
Yeah, it's prehistoric. That's what I was trying to. I mean, I'm trying to find the right layer.
Sorry, I only know about the indie prehistoric times back when Fleetwood Thwack were.
Thwack. Yeah, they wouldn't have had Macs back then.
Fleetwood Thwack, I'm humorous. So funny. Oh, man alive.
Where would that? I'm just trying to. I've got a mirror right next to me. I've got two, but I can't really see in one of them because the desk's in the way. But
oh, you're trying to do a little bit of
trying to just check out a reference for the arm. I've got a cup somewhere. Yes.
I sat down with an old friend the other day that I hadn't talked to in probably a year, and we had a mature conversation about random daily things that sounded like we were 40. So we may just be old. Yeah. Sometimes I thoroughly sit there.
Like the weather and shopping and the bingo hall last week.
I'll be sat there and I'll be doing cross stitch, and I'll have a lovely, delicious cup of tea next to me, and I'll be listening to something, and I'll have my spectacles perched at the end of my nose, and a small lamp on next to me or something, and I'll be like, Jesus fucking Christ, put me in a home. Yes. I think old souls are a kind rarity these days.
Old souls?
Old souls, like old, aged souls.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Spirits. We talked about shaving.
Shaving?
You know what?
Okay.
I love. You know what? This is like a really weird, specific part of my knowledge. I love men's shaving. Like, my father's really into safety razors and and all that stuff, so I've inadvertently picked it up, and I think it's really interesting.
My dad has started a hobby kind of recently-ish, like the last couple of years, where he just makes he makes knives in the shed, and he started making cutthroat razors, which is cool. He's still like, at last I heard, he was still struggling with getting like the brittleness of the. It was struggling with tempering right, because they'd always turn out brittle.
The metalwork.
Yeah, because he doesn't forge the blade. He just gets a sheet of little blocks of, well, yeah, sheets, I guess, pieces of steel, and then he just carves them down. I think he's had like Damascus and stuff before, and he'll like etch it if it is Damascus, and that. But yeah, some of the knives are really cool. Just
so cool. Oh man, that's awesome.
I'd love to actually forge a knife at some point. That'd be fucking cool.
They do like certain, especially like National Trust places do like a lot of like metalworking classes. The National Trust I'm thinking of.
I looked into classes at some point. They're kind of expensive, as you'd kind of expect, but
time opportunity in it, man. Like,
yeah, when I have money, I'll probably do it.
I just love, like, it sounds really psychopathic, but I don't mean it like that at all. I think knives are just a fantastic art form, truly.
Yeah, I'd love to. Have you seen Man at Arms on YouTube?
Haven't actually. Oh wait, what's it called? Sorry.
Man at Arms.
Oh, that does ring a
the
bell.
The channel is called Me, I think. AWE Me.
Possibly not then. Sounds like something my brother would watch though.
But they make knives and swords and stuff from video games and
wait!
different
I have seen
media.
that guy.
Oh, it's not one guy. It's like a different shop, or like it's blacksmith shops with like different people in it. It used to be a different shop before, but they've since hired a different.
Yeah, but
group.
I'm sure I've seen that. Yeah, that channel do. It was either like a master sword or something. Don't quote me on it.
They probably did do a master sword. They've done like a Minecraft style sword. Brandon, yeah, well, he uses. I think he uses kitchen oil, like vegetable oil and stuff. And I think it was just the heat that he was getting it to. It wasn't right, or wasn't consistent enough, or something. I don't. So I think he was going to make like a little forge out of a large like can or something. It was in the process of making it, but the fire resistant cement failed him. So I haven't heard anything since then. But
I love that. Yeah, look at my dad do something interesting and make a fucking red water. Do I struggle? Yeah, like your father has interesting hobbies resulting in useful things to society. My father.
Useful? I don't know. He's making more knives than he's going to use, and they're brittle so far.
Nobody's going to rob you. Nobody's going to rob old Jenkins' knife hands.
I mean, more useful. Arguably more useful. He has an allotment where he grows shit.
Oh, cool.
He has for like years. He gave it up a little while ago, but since got one again, because the old one we had was near we had an old one that I used to go to as a kid a lot, so I have a lot of memories there. And then the people who were running it were being bitches, so we moved to a bigger plot, which was like half the price as well, but then it turned out that was too much to handle and he just didn't have the time, so he gave it up. And now he decided to take up another plot again. Got one back where had the original one, but it's on the same allotment, but it's a different plot. And they've gravelled over where our old plot was.
Right.
So it's weird going back there and everything being pretty familiar, very, very familiar, pretty, quite the same, except our old plot is completely gravelled over, as if it never existed. It is a bit odd.
You'd think having a nice big monitor would make it so you could do nice sweeping strokes. Turns out I'm just incapable.
Have you tried zooming out a bit and just going for it? What the fuck
I'm on
was that?
hair. I will try my best. But yeah, it's sort of like I don't know, like it's what's the word for it? So like when it's like nostalgia, but like not nostalgia, like creepy like.
Deja vu.
Oh, I don't know where I'm going with it, but I think that feeling of like, oh, this is not right, is like a really interesting feeling. Which is hence why I like a lot of psychological horror and stuff. Totally weird tangent, but there we are. Because for the benefit of the viewers, I have a big, like, half sleeve like piece of Junji Ito, the Japanese horror artist, and it's of Kiri from Uzumaki.
You know my tattoo?
Yeah, my tattoo on my upper arm. But it's a really cool piece I designed myself, and I just adore that sort of horror. Just to be clear, because people can get confused, he does temper after quenching, right? You can't be sure. I've come across too many people who didn't know they were different. That's a question
to be honest, I don't know. It could be the case. I feel like he has, like, tempered it in the oven before, but I don't know the process in and out, and it's been because I've been at uni when he started doing that, so I don't know. I don't know if he's made any progress since then either. So,
Lewis, how do you rotate in Photoshop?
Rotate the screen or rotate the
canvas?
The canvas. Press R.
I'm not in. I can't get to my keyboard.
What?
Well, my monitor takes up my whole desk, and my keyboard is behind my monitor.
You need a bigger desk. What the fuck?
It's not the desk problem. It's a monitor problem. It's 27 inches, isn't it?
Bigger desk.
Monstrous.
Bigger desk. I have my keyboard right next to me. I have a load of hotkeys up, but go to what is it? Edit. Image.
There's not just a button.
I don't know your hotkeys.
Never mind.
Because the buttons you have are the hotkeys you have are just based on combinations of stuff on the keyboard.
Oh. The person that's commissioning me has messaged me. I think she realised I've been screenshotting the picture she sent me. She put her and I put reference. I'm not being weird.
Oh, was it sent it on Snapchat or something?
Yeah, that's why I was like, I couldn't really just send references because it's like I'd have to screenshot or save each individual one. Okay, cool.
Image rotation, yeah. Under image at the top, there's a few different presets you can choose under image rotation. But yeah, all the buttons are just made based on keyboard, not on keys or, keyboard
do have a
combos.
rotation button on my Express remote, but I don't know how to change it.
Just
from
how
zoom
big?
to
Okay,
rotate.
if your monitor, how big is your? It's 27-inch monitor. I think that's about as big. That's.
Do you want me? I'll send you a picture of the setup currently.
Sure.
You can understand why I'm inconsistent. Right, here we go.
Stimulating conversation.
I know. We're just the most interesting people to listen to, evidently. Right. So ignore how messy it looks at the moment. There you are.
Okay. Is that a messenger?
Yes.
Jeez, okay.
Jesus, okay. Is it because of the size of the monitor or because of how messy my desk is?
Because of how messy your desk is. I thought
it's
mine
not
was
actually
bad,
that
but
messy. It looks really messy. It's not, I promise.
it's just because of the space.
Yeah, it's right. I'll try to get a better picture of it because it's because of the shadows. My computer's really
You're
dark.
left-handed, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Hmm. Okay, that might make keyboard shortcuts a bit more awkward, but
yeah, a little bit. That's
But yeah, just take all the dildos off your desk and just like put your keyboard there instead.
It looks like there's a massive gap there. It's my computer, but because it's a glass screen, it reflects, so it looks way messier than it is. All I've got next to me is a pencil pot, my headphone stand, some tape.
I can see what you've got there. I'd say that's.
Yeah, but I cannot express to you how much more messy it looks in that picture than it actually is. No, it's my spritzer for my plant.
Oh, okay.
So that I can.
And you've got your PC. Mind you, I suppose you've got your PC on your desk. Mine's underneath my desk.
Yeah, I do be having my. I had to pay £70 for LL20 Corsair fans for under a desk, Henny. But yes, regardless.
But you either get a bigger desk, put your PC under your desk, or, oops. Yeah.
None of those things will be happening.
Or tidy your desk a bit more.
There's nowhere for a keyboard to go.
If you move the stuff that's on the side, you could.
But also, I don't need my keyboard. I've got an Express remote. I can map any.
But the fact that you have to move everything, put your keyboard back, and so just so you can use your computer normally. I don't know. It's your life.
I was gonna say, why are you getting salty about it? It's not you with the stupid setup. Yes, as I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted. I've got a Junjiita tattoo because it's that sort of subsection of genre, that subgenre of horror is just endlessly fascinating to me.
Which one?
I don't know if you're a horror person.
I don't. I think I'm not a horror person. Definitely not. I watch like videos talking about horror films, like Ryan Hollinger.
But you don't engage.
But I don't watch them at all. I think he's talked about. I think Ryan Hollinger's talked about that stuff you're on about, or someone has that I've seen the video of.
Who? Sorry.
Ryan Hollinger. He's Northern Irish and he talks about horror films.
No, sorry.
But he's someone I've watched has talked about a Japanese like a horror manga or something. And
what about it?
Is it the one? Is he the one where the holes in a mountain, in a cliff or a mountain?
Oh yeah,
and people have to just feel compelled to find their own one that fits them and crawl through it.
The Enigma of Amagara Fault, I believe is that what that one's called. Yeah, that one's one of the best ones he's done. He does a lot of short stories, and I've got a couple of them. But his sort of, for me, his magnum opus is Uzumaki, which is about a a town overcome by like a curse of spirals, and it's really cool. But a lot of people think that Tomi is his best work, and I have not read that because I just haven't. Don't at me. Yeah, just a mild tangent to express my love of psychological horror.
Fair enough.
Cannot watch it. Cannot sit there and watch horror. I got really upset when I had to watch Pet Sematary with my ex-boyfriend. Did not like that. But yeah.
I'm gonna move these eyes and these eyebrows down a bit, I think. Brandon said, I just know that if I got a tattoo, I'd choose something I instantly regret.
This is where my specialty comes in. So, tattoos are... Have you ever lost a tooth? Obviously you have, but when you lose a tooth, you consistently tongue at the hole. It's really noticeable and really sort of obvious that it's there. However, eventually it just becomes part of your mouth, essentially. Now, it's somewhat similar with getting a tattoo. However, obviously you want to pick something you give a shit about, but it's not as if you're going to sit there every day and stare at it and hate it. Like, I've got 2 tattoos. I've got one on my arm that is a crochet hook, and I've got one on my other arm that is Junji-Ito. I have been crocheting for 6 years. I've enjoyed Junji-Ito's work for years as well. It's 2 things that mean a lot to me. And when you enjoy something...
Sorry.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I just accidentally zoomed in all the way and I didn't realise what was happening.
When you enjoy something, it's not as though... Like, okay, I have certain rules when it comes to getting tattoos. Don't get tattoos of, like...
People.
Something... Don't get a name. Yeah, do not get a name. Bad idea. Even if it's something inconspicuous, someone will be able to go, oh, you've got a tattoo of the name Jimmy because your sweet uncle, you know, or whatever. They'll find some way to... There will always be the risk of it, like, haha, Jimmy Savile or something. Do you know what I mean?
Right. There's
like,
always... Yeah.
There's always the risk of it getting... Like Karen, that has suddenly become a horrible name. And I'm not... And, like, you know, obviously, if you've got something that's, like, really meaningful to you, don't let what I'm saying sway you, because it doesn't matter. But... if you were going to get like a memorial tattoo or something, I would always get something that symbolised that person rather than just a name. It always feels a bit more special to me. But again, my opinions on tattoos mean jack shit when it comes to what you should actually get, because this is me and you're you. Do you know what I mean? But I think that as long as you don't just walk into a tattoo studio one day and get some off the wall, you won't regret it. And even then, if you do walk into a tattoo studio and get some off the wall, art is art.
Yeah.
You are never... If it's a beautiful piece, it's not going to stop being a beautiful piece. Not every tattoo has to have massive meaning behind it. Not every tattoo has to be totally me. I've designed it from the ground up. You know, it's...
Yeah.
If you find joy in an image, it's unlikely that joy will diminish.
Interesting thoughts on tattoos.
I love tattoos. I love the culture. I love the history. I love the act of getting tattoos done. I think it's very, like, I don't want to say meditative, but it's like, I don't know. It's not for everyone. Like,
Yeah.
if you are scared that you will regret it or something, you know, maybe it's just not for you. But I wouldn't let that scare you off. I was terrified. I got my first tattoo and I was like, oh god, I'm gonna regret it. And you know, surprise, surprise, I didn't, because I'd thought about it for a while. I thought about it long and hard. It was something that meant something to me, and I knew I was going to be pleased with it, and I have not regretted it.
Mm.
And then that sort of broke some seal in my head, and now I want a tattoo of everything. So that's your only risk. Your only risk is that you'll catch the bug and you'll want more.
Yeah. I'd like some tattoos at some point. My dad has a couple of tattoos. I think they were kind of just, oh fucking hell, I've fucked this face up. Oh no, I'm distracted now because of what I've done to his face.
You lost your...
No, my dad has a couple of tattoos, and they're like ones just off the shop wall that he was like, I just get these ones. And both my parents were recommending that I don't get tattoos, and my dad was like, at least wait until you're 25, because you know, like, what you like will change, blah blah blah, the usual spiel. But I would like to get one myself. I would like to get a few. I'd like to build up a sleeve and like have a couple dotted around, but I'd want to design them myself, at least mostly, but maybe have like the artists themselves have a final pass on it, like do the final pass of it before it goes on my skin, because I feel like if I had it for myself, I would then be more likely to pick out shit I didn't like about it than if someone else had drawn it.
Yeah.
But I would design it myself.
Yeah. And also, it's always good to have the actual tattoo artist take a pass over it, because some certain things really don't work well with tattoos. Like straight dead cut lines can often warp with the skin.
Yeah.
Like I've got lines. The straight dead cut lines that are on my tattoo go straight down my arm and straight across my arm, so they work fine. But like over certain skin, it can really warp. So you always want to run it across an artist that has put art on skin before. But yeah, I would recommend designing your own tattoo. I love my Junjito. That, I mean, it isn't my art, but the actual composition of the piece. Like I put it into like a because I saw that the artist that I went to, he'd done a Junji piece where it was a straight panel from the manga, but I didn't want something really horrific, because Junji does a lot of body horror, and I didn't really want someone with their eye hanging out on my body forever. Wasn't really my vibe. So I got a more inconspicuous drawing of his, and put it into a manga panel so that it had that same aesthetic to it. And you know, I say design is an extremely strong word for what I would call more, I put my own creative composition onto it. Yeah. But it was still fun, and I'm still pleased with how it came out.
Good.
Really, really fun tattoo. I really enjoy it. I realised I've started inking this drawing without doing the fucking clothes. Am I a moron? It's alright.
You're distracted. You're in the flow. It's fine.
Flow state. Oh, whatever it's fucking called. I'm getting really cheesed off with this hair, though.
Don't mind me just fucking up this hairline.
Are you on a tab on my stream?
No.
Ah.
Have you still got viewers?
I've got 3 viewers, so me being 1, because I've got the tab open to keep an eye on. So then that means that I quite possibly have 2 viewers, which is pretty fun. close. Just for some reason, I'm not getting this hair, if that makes sense.
I'd offer to like give you a sketch of how I would do it, but not just the hair, but the sketch. But then you'd have to pay me, so I can't.
But also, it's my commission.
Yeah, that too.
You just make me feel bad. Mr. Degree over here gonna come up and. No. I said I was gonna try and get this commission done before uni starts, and looking at the progress I'm making, I'm not sure that's gonna happen. It's fine. It's not like a dead set timeline. It's just because I'm only doing 2 modules this year rather than 3, so I should have plenty of free time. Oops. Right, we going full crank here. I ain't messing around no more. I'm just gonna do my hair. I don't care how it turns out. Just want it done. Oh, stream got down.
Mine?
No, mine.
Oh.
You know, it's really weird to suddenly wake up one day and realize a good portion of the artists and writers and creators you watch are younger than you. Says Brandon.
Oh yeah, I haven't been checking.
It's alright, I've got it open on her. It's interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Do you are you a creative type yourself, or I mean, I know you're blacksmith, but do you do anything else? Because I think it's strange because it's a really specific bit of knowledge, but back in the day when Hamilton was really sort of catching its teeth in the musical world, there was a really famous animatic. You alright?
I was just frothy burps. It's fine.
Oh, he says, not really. I'm too lazy for it. Maybe sometime. If you want to give it a shot, give it a shot. I mean, to whatever creative endeavor you desire. But she would put out these, or they, sorry, I believe they might have, identified as non-binary, I can't quite remember. They would put out these animatics for a lot of the songs, and if I do recall, they were like 14 years old. And the work they put out was incredible. And I was like 16 years old at the time. And I was miserable. I was like, oh my god, it's not enough time in the day. How do you get this good? And it just absolutely blew my mind to know that. And then it's sort of like it's just bizarre to see someone so young that is so unbelievably good at something, and then you're sort of there like, what demon did you bribe for your skills, and where can I locate them?
Yeah, it's. I think we've all been there, thinking like, this person's way better than me, and they're like my age or a bit younger, or only just a little bit older, or even just looking at someone and thinking, wow, they're so good, I'm never gonna hit that. But yeah, but I think I'm mostly past that stage. I'm at a stage where like I know my art isn't, it's my art is still, my skills aren't there, like by what I would maybe say is industry standard, but I can see that I'm getting there, and I know that I'm improving, and I know that it's going to be something that everyone's always improving, and that's kind of one of the things I like about art, is that I'm not going to be able to get bored of it, because there's always more to learn. So yeah, it'll keep me going, at least.
I think one of the most, I cannot, it's a comic, a little short comic strip that I cannot find again, and I really want to, because it's such a lovely comic strip and it really meant a lot to me when I read it. It's about this girl, and she's there, and it's like an esoteric sort of allegory for art and whatnot, but she's there, and she's following this guy who's drawing and essentially throwing the piece of art behind him, I assume to represent, like, posting on social media, and she's picking up these pieces of art, and she's like, oh my god, this guy is so good, I could never be that good, and she starts drawing herself and getting upset with it and throwing it behind her, and she keeps following this guy and picking up his pieces and thinking, I'll never be this good, I'll never be as good as this guy, like how is he this good? And then eventually she's just getting really upset with herself, and she's not reaching this level that he is at, until she's been drawing, and she looks up, and he's there, and he's collapsed on the ground, he's sobbing as this guy, and he's like, why am I not good enough? And in front of him is someone else throwing their art behind him, and then she looks behind herself, and there's somebody else picking up her work and saying, god, why can I not be this good? And it's sort of like such a important message of like, yeah, sure, you're not as good as the guy that you follow on YouTube or Instagram or whatever, but you are still, by putting your art into existence, someone's going to look at that and go, god, I want to be that good someday. And it really kind of did that for me, because I manage my own art page, and I have done for the better part of 4 or 5 years now, and there's this girl that has been following me since I was a baby artist, essentially, and she messaged me saying, oh my god, you're so good, like where'd you get your pens and stuff, and where'd you do this and this and this? And I didn't think I was that good, and looking back, I was still pretty decent, I'd like to think, but I wasn't anything to look up to, I don't think. But she was so interested in what I'd be up to, and I had the neighborhood kid that was really interested in my artwork as well, and ended up donating a shit ton of like old pencils and stuff, just for in the hopes that maybe he'd pick it up and keep going with it. And I think half of art isn't necessarily what you draw, but what you put into the world, in a sense. Like, even if nobody cares about what I draw, like maybe the pencils I gave to my neighbor across the road will be used to make something more interesting. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, I'd love to find that little comic strip one day again, because it really did mean something to me, but I don't know, really meaningful message.
Hmm.
There you go.
That's cool.
It really makes you feel like a bum because you're comparing yourself to someone you think is the best. Of course, I'm pretty much a bum, so there's that. Yeah, if you consistently compare yourself to the people that are ahead of you, who have been doing it for longer than you, who have, you know, who maybe even just have more natural talent than you, that's not going to help you. It's not going to get you anywhere. You're not going to, by making yourself miserable and putting yourself down, it's not going to make you a better artist. Like, all that's going to do is spread negativity, and it's just going to make you feel like shit about yourself. All you can do is look at that art that someone's drawn and gone, God, that's good. I'm going to be that good one day.
Yeah.
And just keep going at it. Even if you feel like what you're putting out is pure shite. Like, I'm not a massive Ed Sheeran fan, but he did say something once that really does, like, resonate. He said, ideas are like a tap, or a faucet for Americans. Ideas are like a tap, and you know, sometimes it gets stagnant and you turn the tap on and nothing but mud comes out, but you just got to keep running the tap until it goes clear. So you got to keep putting out terrible shit. You got to keep putting
like
out
Ed Sheeran does.
Leave Ed Sheeran alone. You got to keep putting out terrible shit until one day what you put out is good, and there's no other way around it. There's no, when people say to you, oh my god, how did you get so good? There's no answer. There's only,
aside from practice.
Yeah, aside from practice and get all that shit out your system. You have to make a million bad drawings to get to the Mona Lisa. Because if you actually scan the Mona Lisa, there is a million bad drawings underneath. It's just, I love it. I love art as a concept. Can't necessarily say that I'm the best at it or anything, but
no one can.
We've gone back into old man territory, to be honest.
Yeah.
Says Brandon. You know what? Old man territory is comfy. We like old man territory. Old men have interesting things to say sometimes.
They do.
Yeah, thanks for joining my esoteric art. Yeah. This always happens. I always go off on a tangent about creativity or whatnot.
It's good. It means I can just be quiet. It's good. It means I can just be quiet and let you lead for a minute. But this is interesting.
You go quiet and I feel as though I'm just boring you.
No, I am listening. I'm just also concentrating on drawing at the same time.
Healing your stream.
Nah. That's why I've got you here, so you can talk for me.
Yeah, there's a lot to art that I love. Just the process of, and I've done the hair now. That talk really did do it for me. I've done the hair. In a way I'm mildly satisfied with. So here we are.
Sometimes mild satisfaction is all you can hope for.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I'm just reminded of the number of older people I've met who just wanted to encourage people however they can, says Brandon. Yeah, like, I would say not even just older people, just people that are like, what's the word, like more experienced, like a bit wiser, a bit more wisdom in their life. Like, I love listening to people that just know more shit than I do. Yes. You can never learn too much. You can never hear too many things. You can never stop getting smarter and stop. I don't know, I just love it. You know, I think
I love learning.
Yeah, I love learning.
I'm learning.
I fucking tell you about my brother's girlfriend. We were watching I think me, my brother, his girlfriend, and my mother were watching Dirty Dancing. I know, fantastic family movie, right? But
Dirty Pig, Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Pig. There's the scene where there's like they're panning over a body of water, and Megan goes, I I love lakes. And my brother loses his shit. He goes, "Oh, for fuck's sakes, Megan, you actually say the most boring things."
I mean, that is kind of a boring sentence.
And we all just lost our shit because it just fucking goes. Just gets so angry at her. Not in a genuine way, because my brother's not like that at all. He's one of the sweetest people you ever meet. But he's just like, "Oh, you're so fucking boring, Megan." Oh man, it's so funny. Because, and then from now on, we'll always go like, say something like, "Ah, I love food." so when you went, "Oh, I love learning," I was just like, "Ooh." Yeah, if you meet someone who knows more than you, like, just fucking leech off them as much as you can. Like, bother them. Well, not bother them, but like, you know, extract the wisdom out of them. If you are interested in something, just best way to learn. Bother someone who knows more than you. Let's get to Matthew's sweet little face. He's so cute. I love the face I've done on Matthew.
Yeah, it's very wholesome looking.
What? This face?
Yeah.
It's cute. It's cute looking. It's got a sweet little face. Oh, I realise I haven't tagged your stream in my stream. Oops.
I think mine's in yours is in mine by default. What's your Instagram as well? I'll put that in.
My Instagram? That's a fantastic question. I am unsure. Hang on. Oops. Also, just so you know, I might not be able to get to my keyboard, but I can get to my mouse.
What? You have a pen and you want to use your mouse? Oh man, you've got all the monitors as well.
Sorry, you know, I've got a second monitor. You just wouldn't know anything about it. Povo. You've got a second monitor, right?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, I do. Thought so. Shut up. My profile is...
Send us a link in Discord and I'll stick it
My current endeavour is another knife. I think I might actually be happy with it. That's good.
Oh, good, yeah. What kind?
Tell us about your knife. Go on. Love to hear. Again, it sounds really psychopathic. I just fucking love knives. They're so cool. Yeah, I'll send you my...
I'm hungry. I might go grab a snack.
A snake? And leave me to look after the stream.
I thought you were going to say something like, but you got a snack right here. Why'd you put it in there? I can't copy and paste from there.
What do you mean you can't copy and paste from there?
I'm not opening up Facebook. Okay. I'll open up Facebook.
Oh, do you want me to put it in Discord for you?
It's fine. I've already opened up Facebook. How difficult and trying that was.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh.
What am I doing? Here.
Yeah. Like I said, I've started inking. I have not done the fucking clothes.
You made me ink. Stop inking everywhere, God.
Sorry, I can't
That
help
booty
it.
you sketched earlier was just too juicy.
Thick, juicy booty. Yeah, my brother has a I can only describe as a wall of knives because my brothers were taught knife safety really young. Because my father is a scout leader of some description. You know, we're all scouts, family of scouts, everyone's scout.
Dip.
Dip.
Isn't that an old scout thing where they just like, or maybe a Cubs thing where they just say dip.
I have no idea.
Like really old, like your dad might have said it in Scouts or something.
Oh, are you on about pack?
No? Maybe? I mean, it might be a related thing. I've not heard that version.
pack is what you say to gather the troop. Essentially, you go pack,
Ah.
and all the kids are supposed to gather around you.
Huh.
Yeah. So, my father, because obviously my father was buying his own knives and maintaining them and having fun, and my brother was like, can we play with the knife? And my dad was like, and I think he oh yeah, it's just a simple stick tank. I wonder if Discord image link works in the YouTube chat. If you send a link of, I don't know,
Image links. Well, it's not. It wasn't an image. It was a link to a Discord, Insta.
what?
What's he on about with the image?
About his knife, because we wanted to see his knife.
Oh right, yeah.
I'm not sure what the best way to go about that is.
I think Discord image they link. It should still work.
I will put my hands up here.
As
and
far
say,
as I know, it should work.
Well.
Have you still got viewers on your stream, by the way?
I don't know. I went down one. I had 3, i.e. 1, 2. Sorry, and now I'm down to 2. So i.e. one person watching.
Actually, I'm not sure if you're allowed to post links in YouTube. You should. No, you can.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'd love to see it, but yeah. So my father sort of realised in that moment, it's like, shit, if I don't, because you know that sort of theory of like, well, they're gonna fuck around with my knives whilst I'm not watching any. Do you know what I mean? They'll find a way if they want to play with the knives, they're gonna. So now's a great time. He sees the opportunity and says, now's a fantastic time to actually teach him knife safety.
Yeah.
And really beat it into him, like, you know, you don't do this, you don't do that, and now my brothers are really, for one, really safe with knives, and for two, have a massive respect for how fucking dangerous they are, and also just really like knives because so my brother's got a little collection of the ones that Dad has bought him over the years, and has them sort of strung, like, because they're like more Eldresses, so they've got like a plastic cover with, and on that is a neck rope so that it would sit by your sort of solar plexus, and they're sort of strung up by those, which I think is really cool because I like his knife, because he's got one knife where the sheath is massive. It's about 5 centimeters, so 3 inches. No,
that's 7.5 ish.
What? I said 5. It's about.
Centimeters.
Anyway,
it's
knife itself is about 7 inches long, I'd say.
Right.
But if you actually take the knife out of the sheath, the knife itself is like 2 inches.
Right.
The blade is like 2 inches, so so I said that to like a group chat of mine, and I said when he's 6 foot tall but he got a tiny dick. Because it looks like a massive knife until you take it out of its sheath. So funny. But yeah.
Yeah, I've only got like a little pocket Swiss Army style knife.
Ooh.
I have a couple of proper like cooking knives, obviously. Chef's knives even. I wanted to get like a particularly good one, but I mean I got a good decent one, but I was considering like overspending on some knives at one point.
Yeah.
It's good to have a good knife.
Yeah.
Also, there's the argument people make that sharp knives are safer than blunt ones, because if you're struggling with a blunt one, you're gonna more likely to slip and have an accident.
Fucking manifested this conversation because I literally had that conversation with Kat earlier, because she was like, do you think we should get a whetstone or like an actual knife sharpening block? And she's got a metal rod thing, you know, the one where you go whing, 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 one of them. But I was like, nah, I can use these, they're fine. And I was saying, I'm glad we've got nice, she's got fancy knives, she's got nice knives. So I was like, I'm glad.
Apparently those the metal rod things, they don't exactly sharpen. The if you look like microscopically at the very edge of the blade, um, the point, the edge like can get bent and sort of
Oh.
splayed out, and all that does is like shape them, like put them back where in the shape that they should be, which just sharpen them. But if you wanted to like long term properly sharp and take off some of the material, then you'd need like a whetstone or something.
Brandon's put
Yeah,
here, give it a shot. Have you sent a link to chat? Because we can't see it if you have, unfortunately.
yeah. It's probably an anti-bot thing.
Yeah. How unfortunate.
While Brandon's figuring that out, I'm gonna go grab some food. Do you want me to mute the stream for a bit, or you wanna?
You don't have to. I can think of something to say.
Okay, cool. I'll just leave a little BRB.
Yeah.
But here we go.
How many pieces it needs to be broken up into 12? Yeah, go for it. Break up the link, and I'll try my best to get it into a search engine and see.
Am I right?
Oh, before you go, if Brandon does manage to get this Discord thing working, do I have to put it into Google, or do I put it into Discord, or how do I do it?
It should work in just a search bar.
Okay, I'll do that then.
All right, back in a moment.
Okie dokie. Looks like it's just us now, Brandon. For a little bit until the snack monster returns. But thank you for sticking around in the stream. It really, really means a lot to us. I'm sure it means a lot to Lewis too, even though he's not here to express it. But really cool of you to stick around, because I know we've been streaming for God, how long have we been streaming for now? Been streaming for oh, I'm not sure. I can't see. 2 hours now, and you still stuck around, and that really means a lot to us. It's really cool to have someone that's watched what we've been up to. Oh no, I couldn't. If you've sent something, sorry, it's not come through. That's great. What time is it over in California at the moment then? Really cool, by the way. California's a lovely place from what I've seen. Also, sorry if I'm a bit boring on my own. I've not really got Lewis to bounce off of. I'm glad we can help a little bit. We usually, not to plug ourselves, 3:30 p.m. Only got an hour and a half of sleep last night. It's all right. The Californians ruin it. It's for your information, it's currently about 20 to 12 at the moment over here. So that's at night. So it's pitch black outside, which is, bizarre. But yeah, if you're interested. We generally like to stream about this time every Saturday anyway, because I mean, Lewis and I both sort of struggle with actually doing artwork, and this is a fantastic excuse. Oh, does this string of numbers come through? Yes, it does. So what am I doing with these numbers then? Let me put my Wacom out of the way so I can use my keyboard. Oof. My sleep schedule always seems to always have me watching British streamers, whether it's at 4 a.m. or 3 p.m. here. Give me a second, I'll post a few different strings and the different messages. It's a long link. That's all right. Hello, Lewis. Our friend Brandon's trying to get the link through to us.
Oh yeah, string of numbers comes through.
Oh, my tea's gone cold. Oh. And also, FYI, I'm such a stereotypical British person because I love tea. Drink it all the time. Nice hot cup of tea.
Yeah, traditional English breakfast most of the time.
For you?
For me, at least.
What, you have a traditional English breakfast all the time?
No, like, is that the right type?
Oh, right.
Tea.
You mean tea?
As in tea,
Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah. Bit of Yorkshire tea.
Mm.
Pip pip cheerio. When we left when we left Witherspoons the other night, because I went with Jake, my friend Jake, and he goes, say goodbye to the bouncer. Because the bouncer was really nice, and Jake goes, "See you later," and I go, "Cheers, mate." And Jake tells me, "Goes, cheers, mate. Pip pip cheerio." Fuck's sakes.
Is he American then?
Who, Jake?
Yeah.
Nah, I just text the piss.
Oh.
It's just mean to me. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Let's try
first
putting
bit.
in this link then. cdn.discord.com. Wait. cdn.discord. app.com.
You'll have to, if you manage to decipher the link, you'll have to send it to me so I can see too, because I don't know if I'm intelligent enough to work this cipher, if you will.
It's a lot. Well, yeah, they can get pretty. Look, fucking hell. Okay. Broken up.
Oh, that was 4 messages.
Slash attachments slash. Okay, right. Slash. I spelled attachments wrong.
Lewis.
Hello.
He's put that was across 4 messages, and we only got 1, so I can only assume that the other one's got blocked by the algorithm.
Oh.
There's got to be an easy way to do this.
Across 4 messages, I can see 4 of them.
Can you? I cannot.
Yeah.
Oh, wild.
It's like cdn.discord blah blah blah, and then a string of numbers in that message, and then a separate message slash numbers slash blah 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 slash blah. Yeah. All right. I'll try and input this.
You could try to Mr. Brandon. You could always try put it into Bitly if that still exists, and they shut it down. You can try a Bitly link.
Attachment / right. I'm doing it. .jpg. Oh. This XML file does not appear to have any style information associated with it.
Oh dear.
There's a chance I might have input it wrong, but it was across so many different. Wait.
I don't know how good Twitch is with posting links. You could always try and post it to my stream, and I'll not that I'm trying to get you to migrate over to my stream or anything. But you could try post it in my chat if that helps. The link is in. Oh, a Twitch DM. Does that work? I don't use Twitch a lot, so I don't really I also have another viewer, so hello new viewer.
Oh yeah, how many are you on at the minute?
I'm on 3. So
or is that Brandon migrating over, do you think?
It might be Brandon migrating over. It's alright. I'm happy. Brandon makes me happy. Just Brandon. That's all we need.
I'm going to have to completely redo this hand at some point, but I just want to get the general gist right for now. Hands are a pain in the ass to draw anyway.
How does one check? How does one see their DMs? Man, them don't know. Eee. Suspicious van pulled up outside. I wonder. Also, you know, just to
I'm having a look.
allow Brandon a sneak peek into British life. Freaking house across from me got raided yesterday, so you know, we vibing over here in Britain. Life's so good. My neighbours are drug dealers. Woo.
Actually, where are the what's it for messages and that? Are they notification? Oh wait, there they are. Whispers? That might be directly in a chat.
I don't know, either or.
Actually, probably shouldn't be. That's why it's called a whisper. At the top of the Twitch stream, right next to the bit that says "Get Bits," there's a little message thing that says "Whispers."
Oh, whispers. Yes, I can see the whispers, but I haven't received anything.
Okay. I have this pack of pepperami jerky. It's a bit underwhelming. It's meant to be spicy as well, and it's not.
British act of complaining about everything. You really are getting your bread and butter here. So I know where the whispers are now, so... I'm really enjoying drawing Matthew's face already. It's so cute. Also, I realise I'm supposed to be toning it down with the names, and I'm not.
Have I finished that Pepsi? Oh no, it's back here. Okay,
Just. My computer's making such loud noises. I can't help but feel like it's the Arctic fan. Hi. Hello to Russian name. I'm actually having to reset my Twitch password and they're being a pain. Yeah, the raids don't sound the best. Yeah, no, Britain is full of it. Like, I find that a lot of people think that Britain is confined only within London, and we all wear top hats and we're all quite polite and posh. And though that does apply to like amount of a certain amount of people, like there's a really sort of stark divide between Southerners and Northerners, which is why you'll often hear Northerners go, "Hey, you fucking Southerner,"
yeah,
because
and then people from the Midlands like me get left out of that, get called Southern by the Northerners and Northern by the Southerners.
a man of two worlds, if you will. And quite often, if you're from the north, I would consider myself northern. Somebody perhaps more northern than me might not consider me northern. I don't know. But there's a sort of dividing line. Where does the north start? I think Manchester's about as south as north gets, if you will.
Yeah, and then Becca argues it's not true north.
Becca's
elitist.
Very northern. So. Yes, she's an elitist northern. She's a Thatcher northerner. But you'll oftentimes... So if you're from the north, you very sort of... Alright, like you greet people more often. You sort of... It's a bit more cordial. Whereas if you're from London and you speak to someone in... Like if you just say hello on the tube, you will get shanked. Londoners and a lot of Southerners are not as... I wouldn't say not as friendly, but it's in the north it's much more of a cultural norm to just talk to strangers.
Yeah.
Like you often just strike up a conversation with the randomer, and that's just normal up here. Whereas down south it's a little bit more hostile.
It still varies from place to place. You still get like the odd southern village where everyone's like really friendly and everything's like traditional and whatever, but
yeah.
Like, what's the Hot Fuzz?
Oh yeah.
Yarp and all that shit.
Yeah. England is such a diverse place, and it's really stupid because we are such a small island, and yet, it's a cool thing if you can do all the accents from England, because there's so many. Like, there's one thing I love about England, it's just how weirdly the geography is, like, because if you're interested, you can do a mild history lesson here, because the reason there's such a stark north-south divide is because during the Industrial Revolution a lot of the industry was pushed up north, so you've got your coal miners in the northeast. The town I'm from is a wool town. Leeds is cotton, I believe, or it's like fibers and raw materials and ironworks and steelworks, and and the south was a lot more. So whereas the south are seen as poshies because they haven't seen a hard day's work in their life, that sort of. Whereas the northerners are seen as ruffins because we all speak right broad like.
There was this there's a line from Jack Whitehall, a southern comedian in on one of our many panel shows like Mock the Week. He did a bit.
I tried to send you the link. I may have been auto banned from sending you whispers.
Oh no. His account is no longer. Oh dear.
Oh no. Oh no, I'm so sorry, Brandon. Oh no.
Is that going to be a temporary thing, or?
Oh, I hope so. Oh, I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
Pardon me. Oof. But yeah, this comedian did it was like on about the north-south divide, and he went like, the north, where men are real men, and so are quite a lot of the women.
True. A lot of you will find that you get a lot of. It's not supposed to sound sexy, but you get a lot of fiery women up here. You will get women that will fucking put your teeth in if you look at them wrong. There's different types of like. Different types of chav, different types of roadman, because you get your roadmen in London and you get your wannabe roadmen up in the north, and they're actually just chavs. You know what I mean?
I don't really understand what a roadman is, but
A roadman.
That's not my account, but that's what it shows your account as. So more weird and inconvenient than deleting my account.
Oh. Well, that is weird because I'm certainly still up. I'm still streaming, so. Sorry about that one.
Yeah.
Ugh, no, I don't like that. Accidentally gave this person extremely broad nostrils.
I thought you were on about accidentally sending a selfie. Accidentally sent gave that person a picture of me with extremely broad nostrils or something. Which is odd because you would normally be okay with sending a photograph like that.
I was gonna say my my art Instagram is in the description. You can because it's a business account, so you should be able to send me a DM on my Instagram. I'm so sorry, I didn't even think. So yeah, check Lewis's description. You should see my Instagram. You can send it to me on there. Oh, I'm so sorry. As long as you don't stalk me, that is.
Yeah, that'd be totally not cool.
Not cool, like Shane Dawson's terrible teen movie.
What? He did a movie?
No. Yeah, Shane Dawson did a movie. It's called Not Cool. It's terrible. It's certainly not cool. Wow.
You remember Fred? This might have been before your time.
Oh no, I remember Fred. Don't you fucking worry. I remember Fred.
My brother had a friend who used to watch that, so it's entirely plausible that you watched it. Given
Fred
my brother
weird.
is younger than you. But fucking John Cena playing his dad. What?
Yeah, I know, right? Unbelievable. I'm in a weird group chat because I used to work at this Chinese restaurant, and the kids added me to the group chat, and I was like too awkward to say no to them because they were small children and they wanted my Instagram, and I was like, and they found me regardless, so I said no, and then they stalked me down. And they keep they've made a group chat for the Chinese that we worked at. I say we, I worked at it, they were children. And they just sent a message a week ago saying cheese.
Cheese.
And sent a picture of the youngest sibling, just sat there vibing, and said cheese.
Yeah, that sounds like something children would do.
Yeah, I've also inadvertently ended up on TikTok quite a few times because they keep. They used to like. I don't want to say record me in secret because I kind of knew they were doing it, but like.
You just ignored them, pretend you didn't notice.
Well, I was doing my job, so I kind of had to because I was like on the phone going, "Can I take your order, please?" And they'd be like, it's playing like jingle bells really loudly in the background, take the piss. Hate children. I'm hoping they're cute. Nice kids. Really nice kids.
Cyberbullying kids.
Will ever just beat the shit out of a child.
Not yet. Not yet.
On the bucket list.
Exactly.
The Glitch Guild does not condone the beating of children.
But Eliza does. Eliza does.
I am not part of the Glitch Guild. I endorse beating children. I don't. YouTube, no.
What time is it? Oh, it's just hit midnight.
Oh, you know what? At some point I actually do need to dip because I've left my washing in the washing machine. And it'll go feisty. Because I spilt noodles on my Gap jumper. I'm really upset about it.
And I need to go loo, to be honest. Do you want to sort that out now?
No, because it'll take me a while, but like my sleep schedule's fucked anyway, so I'll do it later.
Okay.
I ain't fussed.
Well, in that case. Whoa. I'm going to spill some nuts, apparently. I'm going to nut all over my desk.
Oh, don't do that.
I'm gonna. I won't be long. Hopefully. Back in a bit.
See. Oh, there I go. Check Instagram. I am checking Instagram. I might check on my phone actually, because the computer page is possibly the worst thing that's ever come out of some programmer's fever dream. Let's have a look. Oh, one request. There we are. P.S. Don't stalk me. Oh, that's so cool. Are you planning on putting a handle on it? Awesome. Is it cast iron as well? I'll send that to Lewis as well so that he can It's forged, not cast, so tool steel. I need to work with it a bit more before I handle it. Oh, cool. Really enjoy that. Awesome. God, I wish I were clever enough to be able to cast knives. How cool would it be? There's vibe along. No worries of me getting stabbed by a crackhead in the night. Deary me. But yeah, when you do end up handling it, have you got any plans for what kind of wood you're going to use? What kind of grip you're going to go for, that sort of thing? Because I don't know, I picture it with like a darker wood, perhaps. Like if I have a look at it, because of the color of the blade, I can only assume it's gonna by working it, you'll end up with a slightly different color. But at the moment, like a nice maybe mahogany or something. Like I know that you probably don't want to be getting your hands on mahogany because expensive, but you know what I mean, like a darker wood. Also, me not being fantastic at knives, is there a particular like use to this knife? Because I know I've noticed that the blade's a bit shorter than what I am used to. So is it like a paring knife, or you got plans for it? Sorry, I just it's so interesting to me. I'm cheap, so probably a piece of cherry or walnut from the hardware store. Mahogany, at least not the super expensive stuff, isn't too expensive. All right, okay, yeah, cherry, yeah, because that's a nice red color, that isn't it? Ooh, that'd be really nice. Oh, I love it. Really impressive. So, do you like have your own place at home where you do this sort of thing, or do you like rent out a space, or how do you go about it? What's your methodology? I'll probably leave the forge scale, the black stuff on, and oil it so it becomes almost dark shiny. Like, oh, I like that. Yeah, I really like that. Yeah, I know that metal does change color as you tend to work with it. I have very limited knowledge about how knives are actually forged and whatnot, but it's just, regardless, quite interesting to me. It's kind of evolved into a sort of a cross between a small kitchen knife and a belt knife. A lot of medieval, Renaissance, early modern knives were kind of like that. Ah, right, okay. What is a belt knife? It's a belt knife. Like the closest thing to old Western knives are some modern kitchen knives too. Oh, okay. Huh. Interesting. So, if it's not too much, would you mind explaining to me what a belt knife is? Because I would Google it, but unfortunately, Oh, a belt knife is a knife you carry around on your belt for multiple purposes. Oh, cool. Yeah, you go down to Manchester City Centre and shank someone. Got weed money in it. I got 10p for the bus, mate. Got 10p for the bus. Don't be ignorant, mate. Don't be ignorant. I'll shank you. Yeah, the just a general purpose outdoorsy thing. Yeah, that's really cool. The only thing knives are generally used for around here is, like I said, a shank. Knives don't get the respect they deserve around here. Because so my father, he does something. So in England, there's a scheme called forest schools where we so oftentimes like a primary school class will get taken to the woods and you get taught about the deciduous and coniferous trees and all that. And uh, he will often carry his own knife with him to sort of, because you can strip down the bark of the wood and explain how sap works and all that. Because yeah, it did remind me somewhat of the I do believe they're called Mora Eldresses. You'll have to forgive me if they're not, but that's the sort of knife that my father likes to carry around when he does that sort of thing. Um, Mora El Yeah, a Mora Eldris neck knife. Um, yeah, if having Googled it, yeah. So it looks really similar to that. Um, and that's the sort of knife that my father likes to carry around. So that's actually really interesting. Thank you. I don't know if they're actually the same knife, but yeah, just because that was the knife I was setting the piss out of saying a really big sheath but a tiny knife. My brother's got a couple that he likes to keep around because the knives I find really interesting as well is my father managed to source a lot of uh, safety knives. I believe they were intended for use by the scouts, and I do believe they had a blunted tip, so you would have a hard time stabbing someone with it. But for like wood carving and stuff is really good because sorry, someone came in the room about the time we were talking about forest schools. All right, that's okay. I was just saying that I was just saying that my father's a forest school tutor, and he likes to carry around knives called more Eldresses. And I realised that more Eldresses look quite similar to what you've ended up forging yourself. Um, and he tends to use it for general purpose outdoorsy stuff when he's teaching kids. He often uses it to like strip the bark off of trees to show sap and whatnot. Yeah, that's all I said. You didn't miss much. But yeah, they're really cool. But they're good because it means that the kids can safely like learn a bit of carving, learn a bit of outdoor skills without at the risk of them stabbing one another. Because you know what kids be like. I have a little propane forging setup. We live on the former family dairy, so there's still a workshop building with stuff in it. How cool is that? So I'm guessing you have some land then. I live a suburb now. That's just how California goes. Just a little. Oh man, yeah. So you're in California. So you weren't. I'm assuming you might have been affected by the recent wildfires, which must have been really scary if you were. Because it's so weird that like because England doesn't really experience any like hello Lewis. I was just I managed to send you the picture that
Oh yeah.
Brandon sent us.
Yeah, it looks good.
It's really cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because we were talking about what
Properly
he was going to handle it with.
Oh, the handle, yeah.
So I suggested that like a dark mahogany might have been really cute, but
Is the metal gonna look like? Steel. I'm assuming once it's all cleaned up.
He says he's going to keep he said I'm going to leave the forge scale, the black stuff on.
Oh yeah, I've got it.
And oil it, which I think is really cool. It's going to be really, really sexy knife. No fires for 100 miles, and yet it completely dictated the weather for weeks. It helped set the apocalypse mood for 2020 very well. Yeah. Oh my god, I saw the color of the sky on the internet. Jesus, fucking scary.
Plenty of like Minecraft and other memes of it.
Yeah. Because I was just in the middle of saying to Brandon that we don't really experience that much like intense weather over here. I think the most intense thing that's happened in a while is Storm Kiara a few months back in February. Because I got trapped in London when that happened because I was on holiday with my ex-boyfriend and straight up just the whole country shut down in terms of trains, so I was stuck there for an extra day. And my father he was with the scouts and he ended up trapped in a small village that they'd travelled to called Hebden Bridge. It was really unfortunate because Hebden Bridge and that canal route, so Hebden Bridge is really close to a place called Mythenroyd, and Mythenroyd has only just gotten over a flood that happened a few years back, and it flooded again. Really sad. Because we ended up doing some flood relief charity work, did me and my dad, and we were handing out like care packages and bread and stuff to the families that were affected. It was really sad because a lot of people just lost everything. Because I remember we walked up to a house that the door was open on it, and I sort of poked my head in and I went, "You guys all right?" Because it was shuffling and there was some bloke and he was sweeping like debris from his carpet, like, and I was like, "You guys all right?" And they go, Yeah, we're all right-ish. And I go, she needs some supplies. We've got milk, bread, UHT milk. We've got UHT milk, bread, cereal. I think we had a lot of like toilet paper, some clothes, like because people had lost everything, lost all their clothes as well. And they were like, nah, give it to the people that need it. We're all right, and they wouldn't have it off us. We really sort of, and that was in 2014, so that was ages ago, and that's the most serious thing that's happened for a while, really. But yeah, my Royd flooded again early this year, and my father was trapped in Hebden Bridge with a bunch of scouts. About 30 scouts, and they were like, fuck, because they were like, what are they supposed to do with them? Why do you stick 30 scouts in a flood?
I've got the swim. Have they got the swimming badges?
You'd like to think, wouldn't you? To be honest, the only reason it happens here is 100 years of bad forest management by the state. It's a very mild area. Otherwise, my area is only prone to like 500-year floods and the like. That's not too bad. It's still quite intense, but do you remember is it like last year or so? There was a dust storm that came through, and the sky went orange for a while. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, that was weird. I remember seeing the sun looking ominous and like red.
Yeah, really weird. That obviously nothing serious happened, but there was just a dust storm that blown in from somewhere, and it made the whole sky that sort of weird orange that you guys experience in California. Not as intense, I don't
nowhere
think.
near as intense. But,
it wasn't like fucking red. It wasn't like holy shit, we're in Satan land. It was more like Satan land.
You mean hell?
Yeah. Not even quakes. California is a land of fire. It evolved since the Amerindians. Amerindians arrived to have light burns every 5 years, and then the state decided that because they could prevent all fires, they should for 100 years. All right. Oh yeah, because I was reading about how forest fires were like an important part of the ecosystem, and then like out was like it was a mixture between should we put it out because that's kind of like preventing natural order, but then also holy fucking shit, the houses are burning down. A YouTuber I watch, what's his name? The guy that hangs out with fucking Elmo.
What?
I can't remember any of their names now. Lewis Rosman, is that his name?
Who? What are you on about?
Right, have you seen Trigger Me Elmo?
Maybe years ago.
Well, anyway, so I believe the guy who he lives with, his house straight up just burned from the California wildfires. I'm really sad because he was there and his whole life was like just, and his YouTube channel too, because all of his 3D like woodworking stuff was just burnt. The build-up makes the fires now apocalyptic and burns literally everything, whereas most of the native stuff will survive small fires. Oh, I see, right. That's so bad. So, like... Wow. Yeah, we don't... Obviously, we don't experience such intense heat over here. And also, our trees aren't as dry, I guess. Like we don't have, we have, so a lot of the English countryside, especially up in the north, is fields. So it's, you know, if you drive from one county to another, you'll often go through a lot of fields. So rather than having dense forest, it's just empty fields. So if a forest fire did break out, which would be unlikely, it wouldn't cause nearly as much devastation.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting, actually. There's nothing to be done now but let the whole forest burn as they do and intentionally set small fires in the aftermath. Wow. That's bizarre. Your trees don't intentionally produce tinder to get fires started, which helps. And yeah, the mountains are still forested. Wow. Yeah, the only sort of trees we have that are... So, in my scout training, birch trees. We have a lot of birch trees around here, but they're, you know, it's only the bark that's necessarily really flammable. Because I assume you have birch in America. Yeah, you would, wouldn't you? I'm not being daft here.
I wouldn't know. So
No
I was
comment.
about to say you're not being that daft, but that doesn't help. That doesn't prove anything.
We have a lot of birch trees, and they're really good for if you're banging around. You need to start a fire really quick because their bark just shirks off really easily. So you just take a bit of that, and it's like paper essentially. You can just burn it. I can only assume you also get birch in America, but that's quite a. It's not a really popular tree around here, but you will get birch forests sometimes.
Yeah, like in Minecraft.
Yeah.
My
I was gonna say that was fucking stupid of me. What I was gonna say, well, you get birch trees in Minecraft, so maybe they're in America too. But then there's also fucking junglewood trees. That's not in America. So that means nothing. Oh, man, that's so interesting.
Also, it's not an American game.
Yeah, it's not, is it? Thanks for sharing your information about the wildfires. It's we get a weird amount of American news. We get the California's on fire, but obviously we don't get the sort of socio-political history behind why the forests are on fire, if that makes sense. Anyway, ran over. The sheer amount of smoke made the sky turn all sorts of colours. The smoke was forming cloud fronts at points. No birch around here. It's further north / east in the UK. In the US even, sorry. Right? Ugh. How interesting. Goodness. Yeah, that's really bad that it's almost a government thing, like I assume. Like more of a political issue than like an actual. That's totally really interesting. I'm sorry that it's happening, obviously, like that really sucks. And you know, I've because of how Americanized a lot of websites are, so like Reddit, it's all America really. And Twitter and all that. So in the UK we do inadvertently get a lot of American news. So we know what's going on. We see the fires and we see, you know, all that. We don't actually really get the full story, I suppose. But so thank you for like telling us about that. It's really interesting. Yeah. Thank you. Well, to be fair to the original people, they didn't realise when they made the decision originally in the 30s, but they kept the policy ever since then. Yeah. A lot of bad decisions, I'm guessing then, yeah. Totally interesting, man. One of my favourite American stories is, I believe, so I can't tell you, I can't recall actual places, so forgive me, but there's a whole city that got buried essentially because so there was a kind of corrupt company that was producing this really like dangerous gas, and they needed to dispose of it in a safe way because the government was like, yeah, they found out that the chemical is really, really dangerous. So they need to get rid of it in a safe way. But they subcontracted it to a company who subcontracted it to a local business who they were like, get rid of this oil. They didn't say you need to dispose of it in this manner, it's really dangerous. They just said, here's some oil, get rid of it. And this company was a specific guy, and he ran the company, and he would spray oil on the